I don't think Keegan's going with that philosophy, but I still kind of like what Keegan's doing. I have a little bit of the inside scoop, but
You
I
want to
think what we
share?
did, what we did, I don't know will ever happen again. Yeah, Keegan's looking for guys with a lot of guts, and he has some pairings in mind that I think are going to work. I think I like how he's going to play Bryson. I think it's critical for them to win the first morning. I told him that you have to win the first morning.
Yeah.
Everything you do should be in an effort to win morning number one.
Well, Keegan was in a very unique position because he was picked as a Ryder Cup captain because he wasn't picked to play in
That's right.
Rome when he probably should have been on that team. Because
That's right.
the Keegan Bradley side eye stare, when he's looking like this and he's staring at that with that putter in his hand, or he's getting that club and he does those 3 or 4 flips. I mean, he's an intense mf'er, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
He had the most difficult decision, I think, because I firmly believe that he's one of our best 12 players. Not only just in the way he's playing, but the way he's built, his composure, his moxie, his character, his personality, his competitive fire. No one's been a playing captain since Arnold Palmer was in the '60s, and it didn't really matter because we were going to kill him anyway. So how difficult do you think it was for Keegan to reconcile himself with the idea that I am definitely one of our best 12 Ryder Cup players, but I really can't be a player and do the thing they hired me to do?
I feel like Keegan promised himself that he would not pick himself, that he had to make it. I think that was the first commitment he made to himself. And you're right, Trey. The Netflix what's it called?
Full swing.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. That Netflix series is the reason. Well, it exposed how unprepared they were. Exposed the click that was no good, and it exposed that Keegan wasn't in the click.
Yeah.
I really love Zach. I have all kinds of respect for Zach Johnson. He was on the board that picked Keegan Bradley, and it was a guilt pick, and they picked a guy in the prime of his career, and they really risked him making the team. And as it was, I feel he would be on the team if he wasn't captain. And so I do believe it makes the team a half a notch weaker that he's not playing. But he's going to be a great captain. He will be organized, and I think he'll have the players motivated. I've talked to him a little bit. I've texted with him quite a bit. And I reminded him how Europe practiced the last go round and how they outprepared us. Not just that their players played, but when they got on site. And I think when they get on site, the stress, I tell you how hard it is the first day. And then you have to go in that night and start to socialize with guys you don't generally hang around. You get to know each other. Then the next day is all business, but the chatter on the range is different. Everything's different, It's
Yeah.
it's like we're all friends now somehow, and we're going to pull this off. Keegan has a real responsibility to get them in the right frame of mind, to take the pressure off of them in any way possible. And I think to create the best environment for them to win. And then once he realizes they teed off, he's got no control. You want to go throw up because your whole reputation's on it, and you have no control anymore. And that's what he's going through. But as far as prep and organization, he's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've heard football players tell that about like head coaches have all the power and no control because they can set everything in motion, but eventually it's up to the guys on the battlefield to go get it done. So I want to make sure I heard you correctly. You think that if he had qualified in a top six, he would have played?
Oh yeah, hundred
Do you think?
percent.
Do you think that would have been? Do you think that knowing what you had to do as a captain and knowing the things that you had to do as a player, do you think it's even possible to do that?
It is. You could definitely have done it, no problem. Easy as pie. Once I got my message out, really beyond that, they prepared. They did their thing. We didn't talk much at night. We played games. I had no motivational speeches. I actually had one guy, Lou Holtz, called me up and said I would like to be and come and talk to your team. And of course, that I would love that, coach. And he came in and he used an acronym, WIN, WIN. What's important now? And he really, um, he told a great story. I could tell it real quick if you want. But
Absolutely.
okay, it was about the quarterback hands the ball to the fullback breaks through the linebacker hits the fullback fumbles now. No, the fullback fumbles. What's important now? play defense. And that's what and we all laughed. And I just felt like the acronym worked for us. And I was able to use it with Stuart Stink and Chad Campbell when they were 4 down after 6 holes. And I told them that Europe had set themselves up for the greatest choke in Ryder Cup history. It was Poulter and whoever he was with, Justin Rose maybe.
Yeah.
And I said, you guys got to remember what Lou Holtz said, what's important now. And so I said, you got 300 yards to decide, because they had a 300-yard walk to the 8th tee. They'd already forfeited the 7th hole. So they went on to tie the match or win it, I think. Pretty awesome. But other than that, I think Keegan's got it buttoned up. I wouldn't play videos of people like Michael Jordan wishing him luck and the president wishing him luck. That just makes you want to throw up.
It does? Really?
That doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I already know they want us to win.
Yeah.
It didn't help me ever. I hated it. It made me more nervous.
That's interesting, right? Because I think there's two. I think a lot of people like, yeah, I don't. I know what I'm like. I have a buddy that I play golf with, and we've done a bunch of matches, and he'll miss the fairway, and he'll turn to me and say, "All right, Trey, it's important you hit the fairway." I'm like, "You think I don't know that? Like, you just didn't do it, and now you're telling me I got to do it, and you don't think I understand that you do that? That I know that? You know what I mean?" So on a much lesser degree, I understand the point. Like, I know, I get it. You know, you don't need to tell me that stuff.